Hi, I'm Kelly Florence.
And I make Hafdahl.
Being best friends for over 20 years, we traveled together a lot just for fun and sometimes for work as we were going on book tours. And we realized every time we were visiting a new place, a new city, we were seeking out these spooky places. We were looking for ghost tours, haunted places, the best horror shops, the best bookstores, the best restaurants that had these themes. And it became really obvious to us, like we need to be sharing the word about this and telling other people. And so we picked 12 places across the United States, some that are obvious and others that are hidden gems, so that we can share the love with other horror fans.
So for me, very similar to our science books, it came down to, okay, what really excites us? What do we want to do? And I, from the time I can remember, basically had a obsession with Lizzie Borden, and I've always wanted to go to her house. I knew that it was a B&B, and they do tours, so that was one that I was very adamant that we did. And I'm so glad we did. I slept in Lizzie's bedroom and it was such an awesome experience. I also, found that the Athenaeum, it's called, in Providence, which isn't too far from Lizzie's house. Absolutely love it. It has some good ghost stories that we talk about. I'm a book nerd, so just being in that old building, it felt very European, and that was another one that I loved. We go to Portland. Um, I hadn't really spent much time in Portland, so that was really fun. And they have a place called the Freaky But True Peculiarium, and that place had the best little house. What do you call it? Doll house. And it was all like bloody and everything. And I still remember that. That's like my favorite thing. And yeah, we go to so many cool places.
So we were able to write about the city where we met, Duluth, Minnesota. And you think, well, when you live there, you know everything, but we discovered you don't. And we got to go on these interesting tours and these deep dives of things that are right in my backyard that I had no idea about. So that's kind of creepy because now I drive by that place. I'm like, oh, that's where that one creature has been seen. We also went to obvious places like New York, Salem, Massachusetts, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, um, Marietta, Georgia. But one of I think our favorite trips, we went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and then Athens, Ohio. They're very close to each other. Pittsburgh, because we are big fans of George Romero. Dawn of the Dead was shot at the Monroeville Mall there, and we got to go to the mall. It was so cool. And then in Athens, it's a little college town. Ohio University is there. We got to go on a private tour of this. It used to be an asylum, and there's so much history there and ghost stories. And you can just, neither of us were like huge believers in supernatural or ghosts, but after writing this book and experiencing things, we felt the vibes changed when we entered certain places. And you'll read in the book, we both had ghost encounters.
We've interviewed a lot of people, but now we were out in the field, so to speak, and we were experiencing things that, as Kelly mentioned, I've been pretty skeptical about those kinds of things. As much as I love horror, I lean on the atheist sides of things too. So to me, that sort of goes together, where it's like, no, there can't be an afterlife where ghosts are, walking around. That being said, I think everyone has experienced where you walk into a room and you get a vibe, and you don't really know why you feel that vibe. And I know, if I could say scientifically, I would say I felt some pretty bad vibes. And Kelly had a really a visual experience. I had more auditory experiences when I was in Florida, St. Augustine, Florida. But yeah, we both definitely kind of changed our tune a little bit after this. So I guess it was scientific.
So we were in Portland, Oregon, and Meg had gone to bed. I was watching SNL on my phone with AirPods in. I wasn't even watching a scary movie. I put my phone down to go to bed, and as the light from my phone flashed, there was a man going through Meg's suitcase in our room. And terrified, I thought this is a person who has broken into our room and he's going through her suitcase. I sat up to wake Meg up and say there's a man in our room. In that moment, he ran across, not towards the door, but towards the window and disappeared. I didn't wake Meg up because I was like, I don't want to scare her, but I stayed awake the rest of the night. And when she woke up in the morning, I said, we need to get out of here. And it was an
What
old, again, it was an old asylum that they turned into a hotel. And it was terrifying.